everyone, it's Kogi from creativekogi.com, and I am so super excited because I have with me today, look, I'm so nervous. I have with me today the Knitting Bartender. Now, I am absolutely a huge fan. I'm like totally a fan. And I was completely surprised that you actually said yes to me. And I was like, I had to pinch myself. Did he really say yes? Keenan, welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And wait, before we even start, I'm not going to sing because I would sing completely off sort of tune and off key, but a very, very happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm not going to embarrass you and ask you how old you are, but your birthday was on Thursday, hey?
Yeah, I'm 41. That's not embarrassing.
I'm older than you. So just for our viewers, I just want to remind you, so I can't see you as you come on. So you're more than welcome to just post in the comments, say hello, tell me who you are so I know who's here. And also if you have a question for Keenan, I'll keep checking the comments, and whilst we're chatting, I'll also then be able to ask him that question. But it's all about you, Keenan. I have lots of questions I want to ask.
Let's go for it.
So there's an 8-hour time difference, and you've just woken up, right?
Yeah, it's 8:01 a.m.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon here. So Saturday is almost finished for us. It's like almost close to dinner time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I rolled out of bed, tucked my hair underneath this. No hair.
I saw that the other day, and I was going to ask because you look completely shaved, clean shaven, everything. You changed your look.
Yeah, it's temporary.
Yeah. No, now listen, I want to ask about you because I saw you on a knitting group last year, and you posted a picture of this gorgeous cable sweater that you had knitted. And then I sent you a message asking you what size, because I had made my husband a sweater and it was several sizes too big. And you responded, and I was like, oh, he's so sweet. And then all of a sudden you have a group, and now you have a following, and it's just, tell us about it.
Yeah, no, I remember our conversation. I started the group in June of last year after I got kicked out of some groups because I was offering to video chat with people to troubleshoot knitting questions that they had. And that didn't go over too well. I think a lot of people were kind of, this is our group. We mark our territory. Who do you think you are? And so I was like, you're about to find out. So I started my own group. And I stayed in all of the groups that I was in to promote the work that I was doing for other designers. Because nothing that I've done so far, with the exception of one sweater, has been my own design. I love the fiber community because I think that we all, try our best to lift each other up. So showing my work, from other designers, hopefully helped to sell more of their patterns. And it also promoted me. So I did that with the group in the background. I had like 5 members at the time last year, and I have 5.9 thousand members, which is awesome because everyone in there is great.
Yes.
And I started a page too, because I wanted to offer at first free pattern links to Ravelry to introduce people to designers that maybe they hadn't, seen before.
Yeah.
There's only so many of those that are good.
No, and you do all the homework too, because I look at your page and then I look at all the free patterns, and you've done the homework, so I don't have to go and look for it.
Yeah, so I try to do that. And now the links that I have, they're paid patterns, but I try to get patterns that are nice enough that people would want to pay money for them.
Yeah.
And then of course there's Thirsty Thursdays, so you've got half naked guys wearing sweaters.
So I want to show you. I actually am wearing something that I made. I just want to show you that I'm on your page because I actually knit, hey? I'm not there just to look at the models.
Your sweater is gorgeous. Can you tell me what kind of yarn you used?
So so this is local yarn, South African local dyed yarn. It's 2 different dyes. The top and the bottom is just like a creamy color. This one is one-of-a-kind yarns. A huge shout out to one-of-a-kind yarns. But it's a bamboo viscose kind of blend. So it's got that little bit more of a stretch, but also like it drapes well. And then the plain one is actually from Nurturing Fibers, also local, but also a blend, so a bamboo cotton blend. But I mean, behind me, you can see I have Stylecraft. I still use Stylecraft. I love acrylic still. So I'm not a snob yet. And I see that you are fast becoming one. Hey.
I'm working on it. I'm really into alpaca right now. So this is what I'm using to make the Timberline sweater. This is really soft alpaca from Purple Alpaca Farms in North Carolina. It's run by Gloria. She's a sweetheart. But this is one of the sleeves that I have done so far. I'm almost done with this cardigan. It's been fun. This is like
you knit so fast.
Making one of these things, so I'm kind of like,
guys, right there. Look at that, guys.
So there you go. I really and I like color work too. I just started. I've got my second color work project that I just finished a little while ago. This is also alpaca. So here you go. This is a hat.
Oh, that's stunning.
And I still need to get used to the camera. I still need to weave the ends on it and block it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And this is actually a beautiful Shetland week.
Oh, okay. We'll guys, we'll post a link later on in the chat. Hey Donna, hey Svetlana. Welcome to the chat. If you have a question, please post it in the comments and I'll ask Keenan. Keenan, I was actually going to ask you about color work. It was one of my questions. Because I know you love cables.
Yes.
You're the cable guy. Wait, it doesn't quite sound right, but you love cables. How do you do cables? With the cable needle, or are you one of those that do it without?
No, I prefer a cable hook. And I use, I'll show you. Here we go. It's called a J hook. There we go.
Oh.
That's my favorite.
You know what? I've never seen one of those before.
Okay. Well, if you come to Sunday Zooms, the sit knits, you will always see me like this knitting. Bye.
So remember I was telling you that I learned to knit from my gran, and she was largely self-taught. In fact, when she started, her mum just cut 2 pieces of wire and sharpened the ends and gave her some string to work with. And she made me a cable needle, but all it was is just a plastic knitting needle that she cut the one end off, and she kind of made it all smooth. And that's my cable needle. It's just a little plastic goodie.
Yeah, whatever works. I've had to improvise a few times on patterns because I didn't have equipment.
Now, I want to ask you about you, just to digress a little bit. You love roses. I see lots of pictures of roses. Is this now roses in your garden, or?
Yeah, those are my roses. Yeah. Those are my babies. My grandfather had a lot of interest in a lot of what he was interested in. I never knew him. He died before I was born.
Yeah.
Now, so I have David Austin roses from England that I planted in my garden. A lot of them are like pastel pinks and whites and stuff, but they all have different smells. Some of them smell like grapefruit. Some of them smell like fresh cut peaches or apricots. There's clove scent, carnation, all different kinds. So I enjoy my garden. I have jasmine growing.
Oh, that's awesome, because see, I don't just come in for the models. I also come to look at the roses. So I want to ask you, I must actually tell you, so I'm a scientist, actually. This is not my full-time job. This is just something I'm passionate about. And when I was in undergrad, one of the courses I did at university was botany. And I mean, I'm not really into gardening or anything. And somebody had come to visit us, and my dad said, no, she's doing botany and it's all about, flowers and that. And then they asked me to come and have a look at their roses. And I didn't have the heart to say that actually I don't know anything about it. It's just, botany, the subject. But Kenan, what do you do? What do you do? What is your job? I was looking on Facebook. I was kind of stalking you to see what you actually do, and I don't know.
So if you look at my profile on Facebook, it says that I work at Knitting Bartender. So
yes,
my job right now is knitting. That's what I do. I'm working on collaborations with alpaca farmers in Alberta, Canada, and North Carolina. I've designed my first sweater pattern, and that is not going to drop until this fall because I have a lot of other patterns that I'm going to drop at the same time. So let me throw this on for you. Costume change.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I have seen that. Yeah.
So this is wool from Knit Picks that I used. It's wool of the Andes.
Yeah.
But that's the pattern.
Oh, that is stunning. Yeah.
Yeah. So before the pandemic, I was actually a craft bartender, and obviously I'm doing that now because I'm not trying to get COVID. So, like I said, knitting is my job. Before that, I managed a $6 million jewelry store. I was that bitch, head diva, for 12 years.
Yeah.
Name's Goldsmith, and that's my background is jewelry, high end.
Yes, but you also play. I mean, you're a musician. I see from your profile picture that you also a musician.
Yeah. So
you do like concerts and that.
No, not anymore. So I used to play with the University of New Orleans. They had a civic symphony, which is essentially an amateur symphony. I played cello with them. It was fun. Wow. Yeah, I played cello, piano, violin, and Irish flute. And the reason that I learned violin was when my niece was born, I told my sister I want two things in her life. I want music and I want language. My language is French, so is my sister's. So the children are in French immersion school. And I bought a violin from a New York auction when my niece was born, thinking she would want to play. And it just wasn't her thing. She's into visual art. So guess who learned how to play? So I've been playing concerto since she was a baby.
Yeah. I was actually going to ask you, what language do you speak? I mean, you're from New Orleans. Am I saying it right? It's New Orleans, right? Is it Creole? You don't speak Creole, you just speak French.
No, I speak French. So I took French in middle school and high school. And during that time, my mom hired a tutor from Paris.
Wow.
Yeah. No, we have.
I'm more fascinated by you because I listen to you and I'm like, wow, that's incredible. You're just so interesting. Maybe just tell my viewers a little bit about yourself, because I think just your background is fascinating, your lifestyle is fascinating, the things you do. I mean, you can see that I absolutely adore you. My husband's going to get a bit worried.
Oh, no, I have a boyfriend, but you're married.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, my grandfather was the one who taught my mom how to knit. She taught me, and I taught my nephew. He asked last year, so I'm proud of him. My niece already knows how to knit, but with his concentration in school, knit in classes,
and also dexterity. I mean, getting their fingers to
Yeah, and it definitely, you become hardwired to be so used to doing something with your hands.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be knitting. It could be woodwork. It could be playing music. Anything. But it's so important to be creative, and that's a part of it. So I'm proud that he's learned how to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I've been looking at the pictures that you post, and oh, he's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I envy you, because I would love to kind of spend a lot more time crafting, but I'm also one of those, I wouldn't say scatterbrain, but I kind of have to dabble in a little bit of everything. So, I crochet, I knit, I cross stitch, I sew. If there's something out there, I probably will try it at least once just to see if I like it. But for me, it's more of relaxation kind of after, because I work a full day. I have 2 little kids, and for me, it's just like my time to sort of wind down a little bit and relax. What else do you do craft-wise? I mean, besides music and knitting?
I sew as well. So I used to be a tailor at Brooks Brothers.
Wow.
What else do I do? I mean, horticulture is really my thing too. It's nice to be out in the yard. I make solar fountains. That's fun.
I saw that.
Okay, you've seen them.
Yeah.
I mean, most of my day is spent knitting. When I roll out of bed, this is the chair right here. I grab what I'm working on, and I have some friends that will knit with me.
Yeah.
On Zoom, so that's nice too. Keep me company.
Yeah, I want to just ask you. So I saw that are you a fan of Stephen West?
I
Are you
love
like a
it. Yes.
because I saw that you had this project where you did 3 of his shawls, but in a very short space of time.
I challenged myself to do 3 in 2 weeks.
Oh, it's
So
crazy.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, so I made his Seriously Holy Shawl, 3 of those, and the other one that I've made of his is the Barnum Shawl, and
Yes.
that one I did in yellow and green. It was fun. I like his stuff because you're never bored.
Yes.
That's how I was
Yes.
able to get through 3 Seriously Holy Shawls because I wanted to learn how to do brioche, and that was definitely a like a master class in doing it. It was
Yeah. Yeah. I just love all his colors. I'm not very good at colors, so I'm a color thief. I look at what everybody else is doing and steal colors. But I love the way he puts colors together. He just has a way of doing it. I want to show you quickly. Wait, it's on my desk actually because I must block. This is let's see, where's the camera?
there you
This is his. This is Fading Waves. It was one of those mindless knits.
go.
But I
Yeah.
love the way, I mean, I was fascinated by the way you're knitting in the one direction and then all of a sudden the knitting slanting in the other way. This is also local, this is local yarn. This is also, this is viscose cotton blend. Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Also locally dyed. Pretty, huh?
It's beautiful. So was that brioche work? I haven't knitted that one
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Is that one brioche knitting?
Oh no. Sorry, this one's not. I don't know how to do brioche yet.
Okay.
I've joined a CAL. We have a local group starting. Was it's a local shop, a little yarn shop, beautiful little yarn shop, and she's hosting a CAL, and it is the Junction Sweater by what is her name? It's Drea Renee Knits, Andrea Maury.
Oh
And
yeah.
it has brioche, yes. And so I'm quite looking forward to that because I've never done brioche ever.
You'll
And I
enjoy.
understand it can get quite confusing.
I don't think so. I think you're going to get hooked on it. Actually, one of my friends last night was making this really cool sock in variegated yarn, and she did a brioche toe, and it's going to have a brioche heel. I was like, you were so extra. I love it.
Oh, look. I have a sock. Can you see my lonely sock?
Oh yeah, that's pretty. Like a lavender color.
So it's a story. I must tell you quickly. And then this is all about you, but I'm like now sharing stuff. But anyway, I've never knitted socks before in my life. I've been totally intimidated by socks, just the size of it, and the heel and the turn, whatever. And then last year, I collaborated with a local yarn dyer, and she kind of did like sort of vouchers for people wanting to knit with her yarn. And I hosted a sock along. And I did one sock, and then I haven't done the other yet because then I had surgery on my arm. And then I'm like kind of waiting for this to like heal properly so I can get going again. But I have one lonely sock, so I put it up there so I can see it all the time. And then I know I'll complete it.
It looks good.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you quickly. This is also how gorgeous are these colors together, hey?
They're beautiful. I like that combination.
Yeah, and then it comes down to look.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I like that.
Isn't it?
That's gorgeous. Do you wear it a lot?
Yeah. So this one is by Joe. What is it? Joe G Knits. Joe G Locatelli. That's what it is. And it's it's not faded. It'll come to me. But I really wanted to knit something that went at a kind of angle, and it's just awesome. It's just the way you do the ends. But this is also local. This is 100% merino.
Oh, nice. Merino.
Yeah, very nice. This is by Knotty Habits. And I just phoned her and I said, choose some colors that go together because I'm so useless at it. And she just asked me, what do you wear? And I told her, and then she put this together.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But now listen, all about you. Are you in the testing phase? Do you have testers, testing your sweater pattern?
For my sweater, I have one person that I trust that I'm sending the pattern to, and she's going to knit it for me. Really sweet lady from Canada.
And going to do various sizes also? So
I will. I'm very picky about my test knitters. So I've had some people offer, and it's really sweet, but I have to know the person myself because it is my pattern, and I don't want that getting out before I drop it in the fall.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I have a group of ladies who test my crochet patterns, and you almost kind of develop a relationship over time, and then they kind of know your writing style and that's quite important to do that. So it's quite good to keep consistent knitters.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would say yes, me, but yeah, I'm not knitting so much now because of my arm.
Oh, I have a speedy recovery. Are you wearing a brace for it?
I am. I do. I sleep with one.
Okay.
I take it off during the day, but it's doing well. The problem is I'm too impatient and then I hurt it. So it's all self-inflicted, self-imposed. Yeah.
Oh, poor thing. Yeah. No, I have more patterns coming out though, so I will get more test knitters. But yeah, it's really fun stuff. A lot of different techniques, not anything new. That I like to change it up. I think that at least for me, whenever I pick a knitting pattern, I like to pick something where I learn some aspect of knitting that's new that I haven't done before. Whether it's a decrease, it's a cable, it's a different kind of neckline, whatever it is, that keeps me interested in knitting.
Yes, but also you want the people who are going to sort of buy your pattern and knit it to also learn something new. I also feel that it's like everybody, you could just do run of the mill stuff, but I think in every pattern it's important to introduce at least one new thing.
Yeah. And, not be afraid to try it. I mean, I always tell people, knitting police that are going to come to your door if it's not the way it's supposed to turn out in the pattern. You just try it, and expletives. If it's not working out, walk away from it and come back.
Yeah. One of the things, Keenan, I've sort of realized is that people who have been doing this a really long time feel that there's a way to do it. And now suddenly you come up with this pattern and you have your way of doing it. And then they're like, no, that's not how you do it. And I think it's you'll probably get it also with your patterns, but it's important for you to say up front, I know there's a way to do this, or you've been doing this in a particular way, but this is my pattern and this is my sort of take on it. And then, there are so many people who are so quick to point out something. And I find that on Facebook also. It's like, just, I often think people don't comment, just leave it. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything.
I was going to say, you put that in a very nice way. I'm not perfect, but yeah, and there are a lot of different ways to knit stuff, but yeah, this is my thing. If you want to work up one of the patterns, that's awesome. If you don't, that's cool, The group that we have, Knitting Bartender, we've got a lot of people who came from specific groups that I was in that like my work, and I love them because they've always been very encouraging. And so for the most part, the people from that group came from like Addicted to Knitting. That's one of the major ones. That's a really great group to belong to. So I do thank the admins of Addicted to Knitting that I've never met or really talked to before for giving me that space, else. A lot of those people still belong to that group, but they also belong to Knitting Bartender. And, everyone's very encouraging, tries to lift people up. That's what the group is all about, and teaching, which is awesome because I can't be on there all the time. I'm the only admin. There's no moderators. So if someone has a question, the community is quick to jump in and try and help as best they can. I love that.
I find that a lot of the time it is more encouraging than criticizing. So I would say at least 98% of the people are very encouraging.
Yeah, and then we have some people who are just, I don't know, who peed in their Cheerios that morning, but I remove them quickly, or they'll tell me, I love it when people send me a comment saying that's not about knitting when I post like a picture of a guy with no shirt on, but he has a cardigan, and it's literally saying the Zoom sit and knit starts at 3 p.m. Central. But I don't expect them to hang out on the actual groups page all day, but this will show up in their feed. I mark it as an announcement. So every once in a while you get some pearl clutching prudes that, you know, are like, that's not about knitting. I'm like, do you know that a gay black Jew runs Knitting Bartender? I am everything. I am the United Nations when it comes to diversity. So if you don't like that, this probably is not your group.
Yeah. I love that you're so open about that. And also I saw your video the other day saying, guys, this is my group, you know.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you don't want to be there, just don't move on. There's so much happening, you know.
That was as nice as I could put it, because at the time I was filming, and you know, I don't think people want to see angry.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I want to ask you quickly. So besides sweaters, are you also designing other items? Is it clothing? What are you working on? Or are you the sweater guy?
I enjoy it. I enjoy designing sweaters. I mean, hats are nice. You know, it's a quick project.
Yeah.
Not really my thing. Definitely not scarves. I can't think of anything. This is really some people who design scarves are gonna be like, really, Keenan? I cannot think of anything worse than having to sit there and knit 8 feet of scarf. I mean, that's what it would take for me. But I'll do a shawl. I wouldn't mind, you know, designing those, the triangular ones, because you wear those like
anyway. Yes. What's the weather like in New Orleans? Is it? I would think it's quite warm. Do you get to wear all your sweaters?
Yeah, it's actually cold outside. Like, we have the heater on the house. Yesterday was 53 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know if that's Celsius.
I don't know. We do degrees Celsius.
Yeah. It gets cold.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it does get pretty cold. I was going to start by saying, you know, welcome from a sunny South Africa, but we've had rain since Monday.
Oh,
and then during the course of this video, I could hear thunder. So I don't know if you've heard anything.
So the way New Orleans weather is here, it's always humid, right?
Yeah.
It's hot or cold. So our winters here are pretty chilly because it's like a wet cold, as opposed to being up north, like northern U.S., like dry, cold weather.
Yeah. I remember somebody asking you, so Keenan, are you going to knit socks? And you said, no, I want people can't see my socks. I want to show off my sweaters.
Yeah. No one ever gets
I love it. Yeah.
I would have to wear shorts all day with some really wacky socks.
With socks, no. I don't think that's going to look very cool, no. Keenan, what is the plan? What is your vision for the Knitting Bartender?
Sure.
I mean, you've grown this group literally. It's not even been a year, and you've gone to almost 6,000 members. What is your plan?
My plan, I'm going to show you something. Look, my friends are probably tired of me showing this. I have 2 passports. Whoop, there you go, U.S. and German. Right. I can go anywhere I want in Europe. My goal is to do workshops wherever they will have me. I think the knitting community, as far as opportunities, it's really heavily saturated in the U.S. and that's fantastic. Even though there is room for everyone, it's right there's the same, you got a lot of people who do Vogue knitting over and over again. It's kind of like a click. I'm not saying that as a put down or, you know, to be shady, but you know, they've got their people. That's okay. My second language is French. I have European citizenship. I have no problem going to Europe. Peace, y'all. I'm talking German. I don't mind picking up other languages as well.
Something
that I've always excelled at. So, you know, I feel like I do have an advantage over, you know, some designers in the U.S. who just, this is their playground. But yeah, so this summer, what I'm going to do is, because people probably aren't going to knit too much in the summer. It's hot. I'll be doing workshops on craft cocktails because, again, I have bartended before, and I know how to make the fancy drinks. So I thought it would be fun to do a Zoom, $20, because you know I got to make some money off of it. But
yes, of course. Given that you're knitting all day, you've got to now also buy some food. So you need money for food.
Correct, right? So what? For designers or anyone who's doing something creative, I'm not trying to get rich, but money buys you time to be creative, to put out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But anyway, so I want to set something up, and this was an idea that my friend Nicole had, Nicole Spias. I love her for it. Really creative. But I'll teach 3 cocktails. If people like it, then we'll keep doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So open, you'll do it online, so anyone from anywhere could join in.
Yeah, as long as they pay for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye, because I would love to learn more. So I'll definitely keep an eye.
Well,
out
what I
for
can
it.
do is 2 sessions. I can do one for the U.S. and then I can do one for your same meridian is or time zone. What are you? Time zone.
I don't know, GMT. I don't know.
Okay, I have to figure it out for like Europe and South Africa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can do 2 sessions. It's easy. I've got all my barware here, all the fancy stuff. It'd be fun.
So I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Where do you get these pictures of all these models? Because I do have a friend that visits your page, and I know she doesn't knit.
I get them from all over the place, honestly. Yeah, I have a service that I use for my actual T-shirts that have my logo on it that I sell.
Yes.
And then besides that, they come from all over.
But now, wait. I want to talk to you about your T-shirts, because I've had a look at your line.
Mm-hmm.
I love the one that says, what is it? I wrote it down. Snitches get stitches. That's clever. But tell everybody quickly about your T-shirts, and you ship worldwide. Hey.
I do ship worldwide. We use Teespring as the company. They're fantastic. They get stuff out pretty quickly. I started, so this goes back to when I first started the group and the page. Again, pandemic, didn't have a job. And I was like, I can start a clothing line with no money. That's amazing. I can start a business. So my recommendation to anyone who is interested in starting a business in any way, go on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of people, you guys like to call them millennials. They will teach you for free on YouTube, how to start, T-shirt line, how to become an affiliate. That's really important if you want to make money. Are you familiar with affiliate programs?
A little bit, but not as familiar as you are, obviously.
You can become an Amazon affiliate. When you do that, what you can do is you can do reviews on knitting, needles, anything that has to do with fiber arts. And essentially what you do is you create a link using the affiliate page, and anyone who clicks on that, if they buy the product that you have linked them to, you get a commission off of it. If they
that's awesome.
If they don't and they still shop, anything in their cart within 24 hours, you make money off of. So
that's awesome.
Just your viewers a freebie. Having said that, if you decide that you want to do an affiliate thing, you don't want to be annoying about it and spam the hell out of your friends and people in groups.
So use
it wisely.
So the clothing line's doing well. You doing.
It's cold, so people are ordering hoodies, which is fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so pleased for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off mid-sentence. I have a tendency to do that.
No, you're fine. So it helps. I mean, what I want is, I would love to become an affiliate for Knit Picks. I use a lot of their yarn. Last year I spent $3,000 on yarn.
That's a lot of money, Kenan, because if I think of the exchange rate at the moment, that's not 3,000 rands. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and they need to call me. I've already applied. Next time I call them, it's not going to be a nice conversation.
But now, I want to ask you, I saw a post and you had basket full of yarn. Was that Knit Pick? What was it? Is it?
That was Knit Picks. I've got a lot of yarn from them to my around me. So it's fine, but I'm going to be using a lot of their yarn for patterns. So it would be in their best interest to sign me up as an affiliate. Otherwise, I can just use worsted weight yarn on my patterns and, not promote them. I know that sounds
No, but you need to have this relationship where they could also do kits, and then you could sort of earn a little bit money off kits. It's a win-win.
Yeah,
I think.
I'll just go with indie dyers from now on. I'm fine doing that.
So, so do you use acrylic at all, or you just completely 100% natural?
I don't use acrylic. I had a lot of acrylic because my friend, when I was teaching her how to knit, she would go, "Hey, do you want to go to Joann's Fabrics or Michael's?" And when you're walking up and down the aisles, you wind up buying stuff because they have a sale. I understand that people use acrylic. I understand why some people use it, like baby blankets and stuff. It's easy to clean.
Yeah, it's mainly blankets. Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
I personally don't use it. And probably get in trouble for this, but I don't care. Formaldehyde is one of the chemicals that's used in the process.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I actually made a sweater. I've made 2 of them using I don't want to say the company or the
Don't say, it's fine.
acrylic, and it actually I had breathing issues while I was using it, and I was like, what is going on? So
Yeah.
I donated all that stuff to somebody who'll appreciate it. I used a lot of wool. I used a lot of alpaca.
Yeah.
I love merino. I have superwash. I had mixed feelings about that. I know there are 2 different ways to process it. One of them involves harsh chemicals that pollute the environment.
Yeah.
So, I'm not totally green by any stretch of the imagination, but I try not to use stuff like that.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, a lot of the people who have, part of my page or part of my group, a lot of them still, well, they knit for charity, and natural fibers can be quite expensive. So, every now and then, if you want to make something really good for yourself, then you'd spend it. But if you want to knit a lot and you actually, don't have a lot of money, then acrylics, it has its place and it serves its purpose. And yeah. Yeah, so I have only just recently started learning about natural fibers. I mean, when I was doing the whole sock thing, I wasn't even sure that you needed a specific type of yarn for socks and why you would choose like 100% or the merino blend, because you needed to kind of breathe and you don't want smelly feet. But it's so much happening in the yarn world at the moment. Have you found that also? It's like, I don't know if I wasn't paying attention, but there's been a boom of just things happening in yarn and knitting and fibers. Yeah, it's just crazy at the moment. Hey.
Yeah. So pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And I will say this: if the pandemic hadn't happened, I would not be doing this. So there are a lot of terrible things that came out of it, but for me personally, I made something positive come out. It was definitely a reset, a chance for a lot of people to reevaluate what makes them happy in life. It's certainly not money, but I think you should be able to do what does make you happy. In the U.S. in particular, they're all about, we got to get people back to work. I'm not going to raise my middle finger, but it's implied. I'm going to take the time to do what I want, because I can tell you for years, I have worked to make other people money, a lot of money. I'm not doing that anymore.
I love it. I love that you are focusing on you. It's important to do that. Yeah.
The reason that knitting is so popular right now is because of the pandemic. People are at home. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, I always wanted to knit. Well, now's the time. And so they've picked up the needle. That's fantastic. And, as people progress, learning, this fiber art, they're getting more and more, specific about what kind of yarns they like, right?
Yes. And it's such a variety. There's so much to choose from at the moment. It's like a whole journey that I'm going on.
Absolutely. There are people. I'd never heard of that before. There's all I think it's cool.
Yeah. So the whole COVID thing, I mean, it's horrible. I mean, I never leave the house really, because I don't have to go anywhere. And I don't have to then stress about masks and sanitizing and whatever. So I'm at home a lot of the time. But what's happened with me is I've started to work from home, and so I don't sit in traffic anymore. And so I've almost bought myself extra time. And that's, that then allows me to do some of the crafty stuff. Otherwise, I'd be sitting in traffic, I'd come home, I'm exhausted, and then there's no time to do it. So I'm able to manage my time better. And we are going to turn this into more or less of a permanent situation where I am going to work from home. So in future, there'll be a lot more time to do the crafts. I want to ask you quickly. So I'm such a fan, and I don't know if I'm a fan really, or if I'm, caught by all the sort of like fandom. But Boyland knits.
Okay.
Are you like into some of that color work? It's crazy color work that she does.
Boylan Knits. I
Yeah.
follow Boylan Knits. It's going to take me a second. I can look her up. It's
It's
a lady.
Caitlin Hunter. It's just the color is completely amazing.
These are gorgeous. So this is woo.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Yes.
looking at right now. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's nice work. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
you sent me down an Instagram hole. Okay, I'll look at that later.
I've kind of put on my list that if I've done something by Stephen West, something by Andrea Renee Knits, Andrea Maury,
Yeah.
and something by Boyland Knits, then I've arrived.
There you go. Yeah.
Now listen, I need to do something by the Knitting Bartender, so I'm waiting now impatiently for that pattern to come out. My husband's going to love it. I keep promising to make things for him, and I don't really. So I'm waiting for your pattern so I could knit it for him.
Be careful, because once you make something for someone, then they want something else.
No, it's okay. Yeah. I love him. I love him enough to keep making stuff for him, and he'll wear it even if there's like mistakes in it. It's okay.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, I gave someone a sweater, and admittedly it was out of acrylic, but it was in these really amazing cables. And that person, after I gave it to them, said, "Okay, for the next one, I want this." We're shut down so quickly. If I give you a sweater, that's a big deal.
Yeah. So Keenan, what else is happening in your world? I don't want to also keep you too long because you've just woken up. You haven't eaten.
That's okay.
I must also let you go and get going with your day. What else is happening? What else is happening in your world?
Well, again, I'm working on patterns. I don't even want to say how many I want to release. My friends know, because if I don't make it, people are going to be like, "I thought you were going to put this many out." But anyway, this summer is going to be spent on designing for fall release, and also doing craft cocktail workshops.
Yeah.
With the pandemic going on, I have nothing left but to be creative, which is fantastic. So nothing crazy going on in my world. I'm not clubbing or
Yeah. May I ask, and I'm very curious, why are you waiting for a whole lot of patterns to release? Why not give us a little bit of a taste and then release another and another?
The reason I'm not is because I'm an Aquarius, and we don't just do anything small. We're over the top.
Yes, I'm an Aquarius. Yeah.
Are you? Yay! Love Aquarius. Yes. Yeah. So I had an idea of how I was going to do this in my head last year when I designed this to go on to the next one, and it was my first time working with a tech editor, and I wanted to choke her out. Because I built up the anticipation of this pattern dropping. I've written the whole thing. Here it is right here. It's called Église, which is French for church. And
I love that picture. I love that picture. That's awesome. Yeah.
Because it was my first pattern. The tech editor was correct. I needed to adjust for the pattern grading small to 3XL. My decreases in my arm,
Yes.
And increases and all that stuff. But she sat on this pattern for so long that I was like, by the time it came out, well, it's January 30th today. It's after Christmas. I got it before that. But I want to say it was in December that I finally got it, early December. And I'm like, what the F? Like, I'm done knitting gifts. So I'm just going to wait until the fall. And on top of that, I'm going to release some more stuff.
Yeah.
And, release it in a way that's just amazing. I'm not going
to. So the only advice that I can give you, because I've designed crochet blankets, but I've also sort of tested for a few of the South African designers, is that you've got to develop a pretty thick skin pretty quickly. Because if I test for you, I'm a little bit ruthless. I will, put in your missing commas and full stops even. And when it's yours and you put it out there, and I still do as well, it's like, but I know what I wrote here and I know what I'm trying to say, so why are you trying to change it? But you kind of have to just develop quite a thick skin and just take it, it's okay, they're just trying to make it better. Yeah.
Bother me.
Yeah.
So the tech editor's job was to comb through it to make sure that everything was consistent and made sense. But yeah, the test editors absolutely are there to get clarification and to rewrite it if I have to, so that it is easier to read. That doesn't bother me at all. I mean, there's a questionnaire that you're supposed to be giving your test knitters anyway for ease of reading and following and all that.
So I'm putting my hand up. This is the sore one. when this is all good and well and healed properly, and now that you know me, I'm volunteering to test knit because I just see amazing things in store for you. I think you just have what it takes to just make it happen. You just have the personality. You just do. So I see a bright future, and I'm so excited that I'm going to be able to like watch you and the fact that you came to chat to me, and when you're all like famous, I'll be like, he was on my show like way back when. So I want to tell everybody who's watching, Keenan, you were interviewed by Christy Glass. I watch her, I follow her. And so we can expect to see you being interviewed by Christy Glass in, what did you say, March? Hey.
March 29th, she'll go and drop it on her YouTube channel. I will screen record it and put it on the Knitting Bartender.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I want to say thank you. I've kept you longer. It's usually a 30-minute chat, but I so love chatting to you.
Pleasure, Kogi.
I'm going to see if I can join the Zoom challenge. I do have a challenge in that work and then kids, and so if I can, and when you are next, if I can join in, I will. Okay. I've thoroughly enjoyed our chat, and I'm so grateful to you for coming to come chat with me. Yeah, and Keenan, I wish you every success and all the best. I'm just going to be watching and waiting to see what you're going to do next.
Thank you. All right, take care.
Take care of yourself, eh? Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This will be on Facebook, and it'll also be on YouTube later. Take care, everyone. Bye.